My name is Hendricks. I'm born and raised in Montgomery, Alabama. Spent a couple years in Georgia, but Montgomery's my home. I can't remember exact when I found out that I had sickle cell or my mother was diagnosed, but I know I was a couple months old because I was born in '78 and a newborn screening wasn't readily available at that time until like the early to mid '80s. And so that's how I know that I was born with it, from what my mom tells me. But my first experience with it was in elementary school. I grew up in the inner city, and I went to an elementary school called Patterson Elementary here in Montgomery. And I just had friends. We played sports all the time, but I could never play organized. And I didn't understand why. It was cold outside. I'd be stuck in the house looking out my window, and my mom telling me I can't go out there. Or if it's raining and everybody's splashing in the water, I couldn't go out there and participate. And I never really knew why. But one episode at school, in elementary school, I had a severe pain crisis. I didn't know what I was going through or what I was experiencing. But I felt like my knees and my back, everything was locking up on me. And I actually had to get carried out of the restroom, and that's when I really came to light that I had sickle cell, and it was a very debilitating disease, especially emotionally. As a child, that you're so used to having sports and running and playing with your friend, to be told you couldn't do that anymore, it's like a deal breaker almost. But you got to stay positive and find the positive in it. So that's what I try to do every day. If I could tell anyone about sickle cell, I would tell them that it's a very debilitating disease. There's no cure, but there's always hope. And that's what I lean on, and if anybody else that has sickle cell, that should be what they lean on, is hope for a cure or hope for a cause. And I just want people to realize that we are individuals. We can live a productive life. I'll be 41 next month. And I experienced life. I went to college. I had kids. I got married. So I lived a normal life outside of activities that I could do on a personal level. So a big stigma about sickle cell people, that especially hospitals, that we're pain seeking. We're going into the hospital. We're drug seeking. That's what they say. It's not like that. We just want relief. And going to the ER, where the strong meds are kind of the only option that we have to offset the pain, because it's so severe. Like over-the-counter medication, we'll never get it. And so we have to go to the emergency room. And I hate going to the emergency room, so I try to take my medicine regularly. I try to make sure that my pain medicine, I never get too low, just in case I do have a crisis. I won't have to run to the emergency room and have to deal with all this stigma and prejudice that they have against us. People need to know is that about sickle cell is that our red blood cells are circle shaped, and when we become sickle shaped, they get like this because our body is deprived of oxygen and the sickle cells are dying. And when you traveling like a C shape through a vein, it's not easily flexible as that round circle red blood cell. So oftentimes when we go in there, we have to have blood transfusions, and I've had numerous blood transfusions in my life. The blood that we receive, it's a lifesaver, it's a game changer. Like once they get all our sickling numbers down, that fresh new blood gives us almost like Energizer bunny. It recharges you. And I think about it like, if a positive person gave me blood, I take on that positive energy, because my blood type is B positive. So I'm always happy. I'm always happy-go-lucky, and I try not to dwell on anything negative, especially when it comes to sickle cell, because depression it will, and what we go through in our life, it's enough to make anyone go crazy. But you have to just be strong and be encouraged. It's really imperative that the black neighborhood really gets out and donate blood more often, because the blood that they give, you can see who it directly benefits right here. And so I encourage pastors, friends, relatives, anybody And my best friend, he's O positive, and I stay on top of him about donating blood because he can donate to anyone. And so that's my thing, is like, donate, please, we need to. Hello, my name is Mario Hendricks, and I've been living with sickle cell anemia all my life. And I just want to encourage you guys to get out there and donate blood and help people like me or similar to me in position that needs regular blood transfusions. And I'm calling on the African American community predominantly because we need you guys' support. I love our white friends who donate the blood, and I appreciate it, but I need more people that look like me and my background to donate blood more often, and stop being, there's no stigma about donating blood. It's easy, everybody get tested, you even get a sweet treat afterwards. So we need you guys to please come and give blood and help the great people out here at LifeSouth Blood Bank with getting more blood and helping everyone with sickle cell anemia and anyone else that needs blood transfusion. And we thank you in advance.